Well, this is different. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LSR TV live from the newest addition to the iRacing server. And it's something very near and dear to icons of sim racing and people who have enjoyed sim racing for the last 2 decades will be very familiar with where we're at today. We are at the brand new iRacing Super Speedway, a fictional 3-mile super oval here on the iRacing server for tonight. It is the Tuesday Night Thunder Soda and Smile Open Wheel Extravaganza here from the iRacing Super Speedway, a 3-mile super speedway. Think if Bristol in Bristol, Tennessee and Talladega in Talladega, Alabama merged into one. That's what you got with this racetrack night. A 3-mile, high bank, wide open super speedway where tonight the open wheel stars of the Tuesday Night Thunder series will hit the iRacing Super Speedway, 4 different classes strong, like a Rolex 24, if you will, with 4 different classes on track for a 50-minute race here on LSR TV. Good evening, everyone. I'm Greg Rentz, and joining me in the booth is Wesley Outland. As always, Charles Wooten down in the production booth. And Wesley, this is going to be a very, very interesting race.
Think Homestead Miami Speedway and Talladega and Daytona combined 4 and 5 wide racing open wheel style. This is going to be exciting here at iRacing Super Speedway. What a great send-off to get ready for the Christmas season.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild one here tonight, Wesley. We have 4 divisions of open wheel racing here, and they're all going to be duking it out at the same time here tonight. We've got the IR18 in action. They will be the fastest cars in the field. That is your modern day IndyCar that you see run in the Verizon IndyCar Series today. Next up on the docket, you have the new to iRacing for 2021. It's a concept Dallara and iRacing worked on together. It's known as the IR01. It's a fictional concept car kind of based around what the Indy cars were back in the early 2000s, 2000 to 2003-ish for this car. Next up, you have a car that primarily races on short dirt tracks around the Midwest, but they do dabble in some pavement, but nothing like this. The Silver Crown cars, much like the USAC Silver Crown cars that you see tour the Midwest and up and down the East Coast every year, they will be competing tonight on this 3-mile oval. And then kind of your Indy lights, the USF 2000s, kind of the Indy lights, your pro Indy, if you will, I think is what they call them nowadays. They are your slowest cars on the docket, but they are very, very tight in with each other. The top 7 in that class are separated by less than half a second. So Wesley, 4 classes in action all at the same time, 4 very, very different levels of speed. The fastest IR18 car, which is Gary Godso in the number 3 IR18 car, versus the driver that's at the bottom of the Silver Crown standings right now, which is Thaddeus McMurray, separated by 22 seconds on the speed chart. They're all going to be out there at the same time. This is going to be epic. Wesley, I'm scared.
Yeah, whatever Greg said. Honestly, normally I am not speechless, but I have to say this is going to be rather unique. We are amongst history. First time ever seeing the iRacing Super Speedway, and then you got a 50-minute endurance race with all of these cars on the racetrack at the same time. Normally I call races on TeamSpeak and call the races on Discord, but I'm glad you are actually in the iRacing simulator and you've got the timing and scoring of who's in what car and what division, and I'll just do my best along the way to do color commentary.
Yeah, that basically sums up what's about to happen here at the iRacing Super Speedway. Let's talk a little bit about this racetrack, Wesley. I'm not sure how familiar you are with this thing called NASCAR Racing 2003 season. It was kind of the predecessor to iRacing. It was made by a group called Papyrus Games, which was bought out by the guys who developed iRacing. Yeah, NASCAR Racing 2003 season, kind of the predecessor to iRacing, if you will. This was a staple of that racetrack, or that server, as qualifying has begun. As you see, Wayne Hutchinson in one of the Silver Crown cars, one of 4 different classes you're going to be seeing here on this giant 3-mile super speedway. Back to the track. This racetrack was a staple of sim racing. It was developed by the guys at Papyrus to say, what do we do if we kind of just made a hodgepodge of like 5 or 6 different tracks? You know, you mentioned Homestead. A lot of people compare this to Bristol. Mixed it with Talladega and Daytona, and then with the sweeping of, say, Michigan or Fontana, if you will. Right there, 3-mile super speedway with this level of banking. I don't know what to expect here in this one. It was under a different name on the NR 2003 side, as Wayne Hutchinson, you're on board with him in the Silver Crown car. This is kind of the 3rd tier of this race, as he just rips it down the back or front stretch here, pegged at 6,900 RPM, trying to get to 70 before this giant sweeping turn that you're just staring at getting bigger and bigger, going, oh no,
look at
oh
this.
no, oh no, oh no.
Up the bank,
Topping out
and look at how
just-
banked it is.
This is
And look
like
at how
driving at
banked it is,
Daytona.
Mick. It is so banked, you're not even seeing the retaining wall coming at you. Look at that.
Just like driving Daytona. Did you notice it just barely popped at 7,000 RPM right before he went into that corner? So this racetrack, it was under a different name on the NR 2003 side. It was going to be under that same name here on the iRacing server. However, there's an issue with the licensing deal. Weren't able to get it done in time, but they released it under the new name iRacing Super Speedway. So in effect, we're under new management at this facility. The old management might come back into the fray later in the days. You see kind of a Indianapolis style turnoff on the pit road.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that. Looking at this track now and the view of it, it reminds me a lot of the way Indianapolis Motor Speedway is kind of diagrammed.
Just all these different tracks here in this one. As we're going to switch over to Ryan Nardone in an IR18. He's on the backstretch here right now. He's running kind of a Ryan Hunter Ray inspired team, even has the number 28 to match, but these are going to be your fastest cars in this race here tonight, and they are going to be ripping it around. Again, they were practicing in the mid 43-second bracket. The Silver Crown cars that we were watching there a moment ago, for reference, we were watching Wayne Hutchinson in the Silver Crown car. He was practicing at a 57.818, timed in 58.562, 22nd overall, but fastest in the Silver Crown portion. Colin Mullen is fastest in the IR18, as we see Andrew Barry going the wrong direction here in this one, and he's in one of those. Our producer is right in that one. Pretty much sums up this race. Everything is backwards to what we're used to in this one. Andrew Barry, he's in one of those 2000s that we are calling. We're going to make it easy on you guys. We're going to call them the Indy Lights here in this race, because that's what we call them. Us in the Northwest here, we actually like to take these things out on short tracks and try them out at like Oxford and South Boston and stuff. Myself, I was actually lucky enough to get a win in this style of car at South Boston over the course of the summer. So I like turning laps in those things, but man, this thing right here that Connor Baldwin's driving, that is the definition of hooked up. As you see it hugging the yellow line as they roar down. I believe this is the backstretch here. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Wesley, what do you even have to say about this? Like, how do you prepare for something like this?
I think we definitely need to pack ourselves a big lunch, a nice dinner, and a midnight snack to boot to prepare for this one. A lot of unknowns here, and what really mind boggles me is the fact that we have 4 different types of race cars on the iRacing Super Speedway in unison. As right now, Connor Baldwin will go to the top of the board, 44.125. Put that Indy Lights machine to P1.
Connor Baldwin in the IR18 just ripping it around right now, and you can see the aero shield on it, the visor that the new Indy cars have, the safety feature that was added a couple of years ago, which was long overdue here to these style of open wheel race cars. That's how you can tell this is the most modern version of the IndyCar on the iRacing server. They have those aero screens on board. You look at Jeff Destino, I believe this is the IR01. as he has a little bit of connection issues. No, qualifying just wrapped up. That was the end of qualifying right there. You got just a little glimpse of the IR01, a fictional concept that Dallara and iRacing worked together on to bring it to the iRacing server. Very similar to what IndyCars were back 15, 20 years ago. They were very similar to what Dallara and iRacing concocted on that one. But Wesley, it's showtime. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Charles, our producer says, skip the grid, just skip the grid.
But we do have to say this. Oh my goodness. Guys, how's a full invert sound to add on to this?
What?
Yeah.
But Baldwin's going to go to the rear? He's going to take it from the rear and go back to the front?
Shotgun on the field, and the Indy lights, which are tracking 22 seconds slower than the IR18s, are going to lead him to green.
I would be so BO'd right now. Sorry, pardon the pun, but holy cow.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, this is not going to be good. Oh, this is not going to be good. I'm so excited to see what happens right now. Well, so much for me saying
you said big time, because that means nothing.
And you can see the iRacing pace car, the Ford Mustang right there. I think he's in the right mindset right now. He's going to get the heck out of the way. This is a 50-minute race. This is a timed race. This is not a lap count race. This is going to be interesting because from the drop of the green flag, 50 minutes from now, that checker flag is coming out because it's going to be wild to see how it goes. 50 minutes, this is going to click away very quickly with these IR18s turning 40-second laps. They're going to be able to click away less than a lap a minute. The actually 3 classes are going to be able to turn laps in under a minute, but it looks like these Indy lights, that's going to lead them to green, and here we go in this one.
So a full invert. A full invert, 40 charter members of the virtual Fraternal Order of Go Fast. Look at these gnarly looking virtual machines ready to go here as they test their courage, virtual man and machine, for the first time ever on live sim racing on the iRacing Super Speedway. The field continues to roll off. Man.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to sound like a bunch of pissed off bumblebees here in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this ain't going to be good. And
what were we talking about before we came on the air? We're going to do kicking the asphalt, but we're going to see how it goes in turn 1.
Yeah, we're gonna kick the asphalt on the start like we always do on LSR TV, but you guys are gonna be just as surprised as we are when we go off into turn 1. We don't know what to expect in this one.
Look at that thinking. And you know what? Somebody in the real world is gonna be friggin' crazy enough to try to create something like this. I'm telling you.
Well, this track actually has a home. This track actually does have a hometown. It's located in Connecticut. It's in the state of Connecticut. They came up with an entire profile for this racetrack. So anyone in the Connecticut area who has a construction company, take your shot.
Yeah. There you go. Blame it on the same state where WWE is created.
Perfect. Exactly. All right, here we go. Wesley, are you ready? Because we are going green as they come around. 4 classes, 50 minutes. We're kicking the asphalt here on LSR TV.
Hold your breath.
We go towards the first turn. We are already 6 wide deep in the field as the IR18s rip past the Silver Crown. A little bit of a breakaway right now. We got problems.
Look out.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And no cautions as the Silver Crown goes flying. I believe that was Wayne Hutchinson going for a ride.
Are you kidding me? Somebody just virtually got their head cut off.
We've only got 2. We've got 2 Silver Crowns that didn't make it through that. And they have already passed the race leaders, the Indy Lights, if you will. The IR18s have ransacked through the field.
That's like Indy 500 style, Charles. Good work.
cars coming down pit road. I think some IRO1s are coming down pit road as we cross the line. And it was an IRO1 that led the first lap, Benjamin Morton, but we're 3 wide for second, and now the lead. The IRO1s have all worked their way up to the front. Top 8 right now, IRO1s, but not for long because Connor Baldwin in an IR18 just roared to the lead, and he's got company with him in Eric Hodel.
And by the way, Connor Baldwin was the fast qualifier. They put him to the rear, and he ran him down in 1 lap. Are you kidding me?
That's iRacing Super Speedway right now, side by side for the race lead between Baldwin and Eric Hodel. Baldwin leads the lap as the IRO1s kind of stay in line right now. They're kind of working together. They're going to let this thing settle out, let them get some distance ahead, and they'll settle it amongst themselves. That's kind of what we're seeing with the Silver Crowns as well, and the Indy Lights. They're all still in a group coming off of turn number 2 right now. Alexander Vandersant is leading this group coming up on a Silver Crown car, but they are all tucked in right with each other coming down the front stretch right now. They're 3 wide for the race lead in their division. 4 separate winners tonight. They are battling it out. We got 2 separate packs right now, almost like plate racing in the stock car.
So the overall scoring is being showed right now with Hodel as the overall leader of the 18. Baldwin in second, Dolis third. Now remember, there is 4 different prototype classes that are running, and obviously the Indy Lights is the man out in front. It's got to be those 2 cars, the 18 and 25, right there.
Yeah, those are the modern day Indy cars right now. The IR18, your typical Dallara that races right now. We already have had several cars coming in and take the fast repair. Wesley, normally when we announce races here on LSR TV, the fast repair is either 1 or none. Right. I'll give you a guess. How many fast repairs are available in this race?
4.
6.
6. Well, I was close. Come on.
6 fast repairs available to our drivers tonight in 50
gave me that
minutes.
I was close. Round off.
Meanwhile, we got a nice battle going on.
4 and 5 wide. Holy cow.
Yeah, nice battle going on for the lead as well.
Can you imagine what it's going to be like when we get the Northwest Cup or Truck Series or the S&B Cup Series, or even, for that matter, the iRacing Northwest Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products on a track of this size? I don't think it'll ever happen.
Oh, I smell an LSR TV All-Star race here, combining all the Cup series that run on LSR TV, and I'd say we turn them all loose here for an All-Star race. I'm going to plant that idea in right now.
Assault, Upper Edge Racing Invitational.
Let's do it. We are on board, I believe this is with Zachary Robinson. He's one of the IRO1s. His cars continue to come down pit road for repairs and fast repairs and service and all that fun stuff. Already 8 minutes gone here in this one.
He's in 12th. Is that 7th? Is it 7th here?
12th overall, but he's 3rd in line in the IRO1. So he is 12th overall, but he is in 3rd for his class.
Well, I'm saying, is he in 7th gear, though? Is that number 7 on the steering wheel? He's in 7th gear?
Yes, 7th gear.
Oh, my goodness. Look at those tires. Look at those big wheels. Look at that. Oh, wow.
This is on board. This is the IR01, the new concept car that Dallara and iRacing worked together on. This is for the lead in that class. Look out, the couple Silver Crown cars up in front of them as we check in with this battle for the overall lead
there
right
goes
now.
Baldwin.
This is on board with the Silver Crown car as he's going to get freight train. Actually, no, this is...
Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know what that was. This is a modern Dallara.
I literally just had that Ricky Bobby moment, you know. Were those the other cars? Look at this. Wow.
The Soda and Smile open wheel Extravaganza is not disappointing here in the early stages. Our producer just asked us if we want a view.
This is on back of Baldwin's car.
This is, on board with Baldwin.
Yeah, that's the vapor trails. They call them the vapor trails. You see them a lot in IndyCar, especially during their mock qualifying runs for the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500 during the month of May. They kind of balance out for the race, but yeah, holy cow.
And you see they're just ripping past cars right now. That was an IRL1 they just passed. Silver Crown, they're coming up on another IRL1 right now. By the way, Baldwin's in the battle for the overall lead with Eric Hodel right now. They are side by side coming down this giant front stretch right now. At the line, give it to Hodel just barely. 7/100ths of a second separating them as this goes on. This is a battle for the lead right there. These two cars leading this charge right here. 3-car group, but this car behind them is a lap down. Actually, I believe he is a couple laps down. That is Robert Hodel. Not sure what exactly the relationship is with Eric Hodel, the race leader, but he is 3 laps down, 37th overall here in this green car as they continue to rip past Silver Crown cars and Indy Lights. Checking in with the Indy Lights, looks like they are still all in a pack right now. Just kind of single file right now with the exception of one. Here they are going off into, I believe this is turn number 1. The entire pack is still together, just kind of drafting with each other and getting themselves ready, saving time. You see right there 42 minutes remaining in this race. Whoa, almost trying to fall in line there. That was the blue car. I believe that was Simon Fell in car number 256 in the blue car on the outside. He's kind of the lone wolf on the outside right now, but notice he's able to make up or keep himself steady up there right now, Wesley.
This is a 50-minute endurance race. We're about to put about 8.5 minutes on the clock now. Hodel out in front, Baldwin second, Doyle, Marquez, and Wallet the top 5. Byrne, Estrada, Gozy, Clough, and Chandler top 10. Gabrus just goes into the top 10 now in the 98 machine. And remember, they're in 4 different prototype cars. You've got the Indy Lights, the Dallara Indy car, you have the Silver Crown car, and then you got like, it looks like a Thunder Roadster out there as well. Quarter midget.
This is wild. I love this. I want more of these.
A lot more hyped up
like
than I
this.
thought it was going to be. It really is.
Yeah, I want more nights like this as we're just checking in throughout the course of the field right now, just kind of watching everything go. I love how the Indy Lights right here are able to stick together. Look at the Silver Crown cars behind them drafting out. As here comes one Silver Crown going to freight train around this whole group right now. But I love what they're doing right now with those Indy Lights. They're able to stay together in a perfect draft line right now. That's the entire Indy Light field. As look out, there goes an IRL1 ripping by. On board with the leader in the Indy Lights, that is James Curtis driving number 88 as the Silver Crown cars work their way by. They are 3 laps down to the overall race leader Eric Hodel in the current modern day Indy car. I'm checking in also with the IRL1s. They have not been able to stay together as well as they were at the start of the race. Max Garbus is leading that one, but Benjamin Morton and Mike McMullen are right behind him. Then it's a little bit ways back to Christopher Kurzaj, Zachary Robinson, and company right now. They are just trying to hold on. This is wild. As they rip through this corner, we're going to turn your attention to the ticker here on the left side of the screen. You notice right there, whoa, as things get hairy there off of turn number 4 as the field tries to sneak their way past the Indy Lights cars, and they're getting shuffled now as these cars rip their way through. But I want to turn your attention to, you see Hodel leading the way, but look at 12th, Garbus in the number 88 right there. He is your leader of the IR01 group, the 98, excuse me. He is the leader of that group, and you notice no gap back to the leader. That's because he is being scored as the leader in that race. That's why you're seeing Morton less than a tenth of a second behind him, and McMullen 0.2 of a second behind him. Moving back down to Reed in the number 6 right there on your ticker. He is the overall leader in the Silver Crown cars, and that's why he is also has no gap between. Watson in the number 39, He is second in the Silver Crown, just a second behind him, even though he's 3 laps down on the ticker.
Yeah, I was going to say
second
something.
to fourth.
Hey, Greg, did you even realize that we only have like maybe 10 cars on the lead lap?
Overall
That's the
lead lap,
Dallara
yes.
cars. Everyone else is lap down. We've actually got right now 14. We're on lap 14. 13 laps completed. And Eric Codell up 32 positions at the drop of the green to advance into P1. Connor Baldwin from the rear of the field. He's in second, up 28 spots. 37 spots up is Andrew Marquez. So here's my thing. All the fast guys went all the way to the back, and they had to fight and claw their way to the front. And that's exactly what they did.
And they had to go in a hurry on that start, because once everything fanned out and we saw that gigantic wreck at the start of the race, everything got split up. I am very impressed.
Now my question, Greg, is do they pit? Do they make pit stops?
Oh, you are going to see pit stops, yes. It's a 1, possibly 2 stop race is what we're hearing here from race directors in this one. I am just so impressed right now with how these Indy Light cars that are just coming off turn number 4, as you watch one of the IR 18s, the fast ones. Here's a couple of those new 01 cars, but these Indy Light cars, I'm so impressed that they've been able to stay in line in a group among them, from all the way back to leader James Curtis to the guy at the tail end of that group, Thaddeus McMurray. They are all in a line right now, all within almost a second and a half of each other right now. And you see the Silver Crown and the faster Indy cars ripping by them on the outside, but I'm just so impressed with what they've been able to do here in this group, being able to draft with each other. This is one race you got to keep an eye on, because this is a race for an overall win here in this series. You got winners in each series. We're going to talk to the winner of each series after this race. So they're fighting for... Also hearing from race directors, race officials in the tower. This is by design for these guys. They were going to swap the lead a few times and save fuel to try to work together to set themselves up for the best possible finish. And now you're beginning to see that as an inside lane begins to develop here with the Indy Light cars. The second group beginning to charge up on the inside now. You're going to see that swap for the lead right here, as going to the inside is car number 15, Andrew Berry, for the lead, as a couple of the 01 Indy cars work their way by. Checking in with them, it's still Max Garbus leading the way, and he's got Benjamin Morton right behind him and Mike McMullen lurking back there as well. So a 3-car battle for the race lead in that division. There they are right here. These are the early 2000s style Indy cars, a little bit of a tweak, a concept Dallara and iRacing worked on together to get ready for this build. And this has been a very popular car with the open wheel community here on iRacing. A lot of them really enjoy driving this car. So when this was included in this race, we were excited here at LSR TV, because this is our first shot to see this car in action. I'm liking it so far.
You know, we talked about this on other broadcasts, and we'll hint on it again here. I've talked with Charles about it, Greg, and I'll talk about it with you. This was the biggest Week 13 iRacing download build in history that they just got finished doing. You've got this track, the iRacing Super Speedway. You've got Cedar Lake, Wisconsin. You have the big block modifieds and the 358 Sportsman mods and all the other things that they have done. This is impressive. There was a lot of hype, a lot of speculation, a lot of naysayers, positives in this. But, man, I have to say, I'm with this race, first time seeing this track, very impressed with it. They go right to the whip, 5-6 wide. There's plenty of racing room. You can go to the top of the bottom of the apron, up the top of the banking. Very impressed with this show so far, the first 15 minutes.
And Wesley, I'm going to have a little bit of a follow-up point. The update is we have pit stops coming up. I'll have to talk about that in a minute, because the Indy Lights are beginning their pit stop cycle. Group of 4 here coming down pit road. for the Indy Lights, as you see the Silver Crowns work their way by. Each car also has different fuel mileage, so you're going to see different pit strategies for each car.
Yeah, and, normally I call a lot of races for the Northwest Cup Series on pit road, and normally it's look out, 4 tires and fuel, and looks like they're going to jack the car up all at the same time as normally if they follow that. Look how fast that pit stop was. Look at that.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, these cars do the 4-tire pit stops. All 4 classes, I believe, will do 4-car pit stops. The only one that's a question mark for me is the Silver Crown, because I've never seen a Silver Crown race on pavement on the iRacing server, or that required pit stops. They're talking about no tires for the Silver Crown group, so we'll have to see what is going to happen there. But the concept strategy of these cars right here, the Silver Crown cars, the idea working there is you see the rest of the Indy Lights cars coming down pit road and a couple of IR cars as well, modern day Indy cars. But these cars you see on screen right now, the talk amongst them in the garage was no tires. As you get a good look at the difference right now between the Dallara IR01 that was leading the group and then that modern day one, as here comes another Silver Crown car ripping by.
Eric Hodell on pit road. Andrew Marquez, Antonio Estrada. The 1838-74.
Eric Odell was the race
I like
leader.
that. They have different pit road signs letting them know which car, what class they're in. Yeah. Connor Baldwin on pit road.
Thing. Connor Baldwin, the Fast Time Award winner, and was leading the way after that battle.
Road.
So many cars. Hard to keep track of right now with everything going on.
Yeah, Jason Willott on pit lane now. He'll give up third. So now Del Clough will cycle around as the new leader. We had a Roy miss his pit stall. And again, and again.
Oh, he missed it by quite a bit.
Oh, my goodness.
Finally slides in. Fortunately, he's got a long way to make it up. He's got a long time to do it. As you watch these Silver Crown cars, their pit stops, sounds like it's going to be fuel only when they do make the pit stop here. I can believe this is the race leaders. Yes, it is. Going down the backstretch is James Watson in the number 39 leading the way with Andrew Akera behind him. Mark Reed and Wes Shire. Actually, no, that is a lap car behind Mark Reed.
Del Clough is leading the race in the 145, I think is what it's saying. Wow, look at that. Are those teammates with the same identical colors? I like that.
That's what I'm assuming here with the cow-inspired paint scheme. This one, trying to figure out who the fourth car. Yeah, trying to figure out who the fourth Silver Crown car is here.
Wow.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's like bringing a knife to a gunfight at the OK Corral virtually.
Oh, this is awesome. And we still have half an hour left in this one. As you see right there, the race is on a timer here tonight.
That's not true.
They ripped their way through. Our producers giving Wesley a hard time right now.
Look, inside, outside.
So much going on all over the place.
A wiggle and a giggle and a jiggle and a bobble and a wiggle. Sure. Yeah, look at it. Look at these guys.
Those are the modern day Indy cars.
Excuse me, coming through.
Pardon me, excuse me, coming through beep beep. That's Dale Clough, the overall race leader in the 145 with Gary Gotso behind him. Gotso was fastest in practice overall in that silver and blue number 3 car.
Ryan Nardone on the pit lane now with the 28 machine. He gives up an 8th place run. Look at this. Look at that. Look. And you can literally see the virtual fuel. You see like the fuel there, the vapors of the fuel.
Coming out, yeah.
Look at that.
I believe this is the 01. I believe this is the new car that came out for 2021, the IR01, that concept car. Wesley, going back to that update thing that we were talking about before the pit stop cycle began.
Yeah.
Here's this. You mentioned it's the biggest update in iRacing history.
Yeah.
This update was the same size as the original download of iRacing when it came out. 12 gigabytes was the size of this update. This new stuff and tweaks to the server was the same size as the original iRacing server when it was first unveiled back in 2008. that just shows you just how far this server has come and why this is so popular with these drivers.
All I have to say is I'm proud to be an American, and I'm proud that we have Discord and TeamSpeak. Tim Doyle on pit road. Colin Mulan on pit lane. Tim Doyle will cycle back around as the leader here. Man, this is awesome. 4 different prototype classes on the new virtual iRacing Super Speedway. We're coming up on halfway or halftime. Can I say that without it being a sports terminology? In the next 3 minutes.
Colin Mullen came down pit road and he missed his pit stall in the 36, and he was already trying to wiggle the car, so he was almost out of fuel. Him missing his pit stall could cost him here. He's on pit road, and the number 36 IR18 finally got into his pit stall. He's going to have to take as much as he can. Wow, that is the speed difference right there. There is Colin Mullen. He wound up having the tow in the number 36. Or it may just be having an internet connection. Excuse me.
Possibly, yeah, a little internet connection.
One or the other. Our producer keeping an eye on him as we watch all this action going on. This is the overall race lead right now that you're watching on screen right now. The overall leader is that second car in line, the black and orange Tim Doyle right there is the overall race leader. Andrew Marquez in the 38 right behind him. Then it's Connor Baldwin all the way back, 5.5 seconds back behind him. He is in third right now. That's your overall top 3, as there is a big group of the Dallara IR01 leading the way in that group, still led by Max Garbus, sporting kind of the same paint scheme as those Silver Crown cars we saw earlier. There they are shooting by the racetrack. This is this is 1 through 4 in the IR18 correction. 1 through 3. One of those drivers in there is a lap down in this field.
Pick a vowel. A-E-I-O-U. Here they come.
Doyle still leading the way. Marquez in second, still lurking back there, just 0.2 of a second overall. That is the overall lead. Whoa! Going off in the turn 1. That could get hairy as a couple of the Dallara cars get together. That was Benjamin Morton and
we do have pit stops, Greg. Max Garbus on the pit lane. Here comes a whole cavalry. Max Garbus in 98, Zachary Robinson in 48, the 777, Christopher Kresge, Ken Solska in the 7, Zachary Robinson, Michael Lewis in the 198, Robert Hodell 37, Mason Filippi. All these coming down to the pit lane.
So much action going on. More cars coming down pit road, including the leader of the IR01 class now, Benjamin Morton, coming down pit road. And checking in with the Silver Crown cars as they come down pit road. That group of 4 is still leading the way. James Watson has taken the lead, though, in the 39 car, going off in the turn number 3 right now. The yellow and red 39-year leader of James Watson. Yeah, halfway in 1 minute. They continue to just try and go. And the Silver Crown cars, they're talking about going the entire race with no tires. And remember, for those of you guys checking us out, this is our first time calling such a race like this. We're used to short track stock car racing and the NASCAR world with cup cars and trucks, and then we tear it up on the short tracks, and we've been dabbling in dirt, and we're going to be dabbling more in the dirt later. This is our first time ever calling something like this, so if we use some of the wrong terminology or we get kind of our wires crossed, we apologize for that, because this is entirely different than anything we have ever done on LSR TV.
Yeah, this is new. This is all new for us. As Doyle is still leading the way, Marquez now in second, Baldwin third, Byrne in fourth, Willett in the top 5, Estrada, Hodell, Nardone, Clo, and Godso, the top 10 in 4 different prototype classes running here just after 25 minutes down, under 25 minutes remaining here in this endurance race at the new iRacing Super Speedway.
So much going on here at this racetrack. Looks like all the Indy Light cars have Yeah, Merry Christmas indeed. You're getting to watch this go down. The Indy Light cars are still relatively in that pack together. Got a 6-car breakaway off of turn number 4 right now for them as you watch the IR-18s. The overall lead continues to heat up there. The second and third cars in line are 1-2, Doyle and Marquez. That's your leader right there in the black and orange Foyt car. Marquez right behind him.
Want to let you know what we have completed in this 50-minute endurance race so far, 33 laps. They're working lap 34 now, and Tim Doyle, the leader, in the 14. So we're definitely not going to hit 400 and some odd laps like we did at Talladega the other day. How about that race, Greg? Were you able to check out some of that, the 6 hours of Talladega? And by the way, speaking of the iRacing Super Speedway, we are coming back here for a 6-hour endurance race with the I'm not gonna say the Go Natra, the sponsor. I'm trying to think of it. The Duterra Endurance Sim Racing League. Saturday, January the 16th. Greg, Charles, and I will be here virtually for 6 hours of the iRacing Super Speedway race.
Yeah, that's coming up right here. If you're liking this, you got to check that out because entries for that race were sold out in a matter of hours.
Yes, in a matter of
6 hours.
Yeah.
The amount of time that it's going to take them to run this race, all 43 entries had filled up for that one. And
it was a good show at Talladega.
That's one. I'm putting together an LSR TV All-Star race of all the Cup Series that we cover here on the channel because I want to see this.
Everybody stand to the bottom. These are the slow prototypes. The fast LRs coming heavy on the outside lane. Look at them. Just pass them like they're a sitting duck. And you got these guys dropping down below the apron, and that means they're committing to come to pit lane.
Down, no.
Or maybe not.
They're going to stay out. They may have just found something. They found something there on the apron. But look out because the Silver Crowns are closing in.
Yeah. Oh,
by James Watson, no yellow line rule. No yellow line rule here as the Silver Crown leaders make their way up. We got a battle going on here with the Silver Crown cars for the race lead. Mark Reed in the number 6, the blue and black one there in second line. He made a challenge for the lead. He actually led the lap overall in the Silver Crown cars. They're being scored 25th on back in this one, but they are battling for the race win, and that's the battle for the lead right now going on between these two Silver Crowns right here. Their way down this long back straightaway.
My apologies. I was literally thinking that when they went below the yellow line there, below the apron, that they were committing to come down to the pit lane, but understanding they can drive that lane. They can go below the yellow line and race it. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. Contact. Whoa, we got one to the wall. Up in the air.
That's your leader. That was the race leader of the Silver Crown class.
Oh, he's
not anymore.
In the pit.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. And they're still wrecking and crashing him. Wow.
Wow.
Hang in there, old Smokey. Little Smokey.
That was Christopher Graham Jr. going for a ride.
Yeah, I got a new nickname for him, Graham Cracker. A burnt s'more.
Tim Doyle still leading the way right now overall. He has completed 39 laps. No,
Baldwin not back out in front?
Baldwin actually did. Yeah, he just took the lead this lap. My lifetime in score hadn't updated that. There it is. Baldwin back to the lead now in the number 25 after setting fast time. Tim Doyle second, Andrew Marquez third. And it's a long ways back to Patrick Byrne, the number 27 car, who sits fourth right now. Just 7 cars still on the lead lap right now.
And we're under 20 minutes remaining. Under 20 minutes to go. They've ran for 30 minutes now.
And up on a Silver Crown group are the race leaders right now, Baldwin and Doyle and company. Another car is in line with them, believe, trying to get an identity on the bright green one to put a name to the car. It's Robert Hodel, who is 3 laps down, but still being scored 12th overall. And it has worked itself out. Now, with the exception of Mark Chandler, who's out of the race in the IRO1 class, it has checked itself out to where they're not mixed in together. They have all settled into their own respective classes down the running order. So it's been quite the race, but everything is settled down to where now you can easily check in with each class because they're all right there with each other. As James Watson leads the Silver Crown, James Curtis leads the Indy Lights, Benjamin Morton back out front now in the IRO1 all by himself. He's got quite a bit of ground right now over Mike McCullen. Still Connor Baldwin leading it overall in the IR18s.
And watch them as they work in that pack. They kind of pretty much have got it where they, with the exception of the Delars, like that right there, boom, you know, they pass everyone like sitting ducks, as I mentioned earlier. But for the most part, the other category classes, they kind of stay in their little pack with each other because you're running a race within a race. You have the overall leader, Connor Baldwin, in a Delar IndyCar. We mentioned that are here, and there's going to be 4 different race winners when this is over.
And we're going to talk to all 4 of them. Hopefully,
whoa,
they got the
look
memo.
out! Oh my goodness! I thought he was going to take out the sand barrels.
There's just so much action going on all over the place. This is for the lead, the Indy Lights cars. 33rd overall right now is James Curtis in that Surge car leading the way, but he is the race leader in the Indy Lights as you see them all working together right now, trying to just hold on to it. Robert Gamble, we see him on LSR TV quite a bit in the Northwest Cup and Truck Series that race on Monday night and Thursday night respectively, having a great showing right now in second in that Indy Lights division, if you will. The USF 2000 cars is the official term for it. Get up there and take a stab at Curtis.
And right now, Connor Baldwin leading the way. Tim Doyle is overall in second. Andrew Marquez in third.
Doyle is lurking. He is caught back up to Baldwin. Whoa, Baldwin just shooting down pit road. Wow. That was a last-minute decision if I've ever seen one by Baldwin.
And remember, the last time he came down to the pits, he overshot his pit stall in forward and reverse. Make sure you don't make no mistake this time. To your box perfectly, Baldwin.
He did just that. Gives the lead back to Tim Doyle, who is in a hornet's nest right now because he is trying to get around Silver Crown cars and fend off the race leader, and fend off Marquez and go around some IRO ones as well. Wow. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, but a show they're putting on here. So now Tim Doyle, the overall new leader in the 14.
Here he comes.
All this action going on. Here he comes. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Now Doyle's
may I have another. Thank you, sir. May we have another one of these races. My goodness.
Now Andrew Marquez will become the new leader.
I'm watching these Indy Lights right now. The group led by Curtis and Gamble, they are still tracking over 160 miles an hour right now. And they are 22 seconds off the pace being set by your race leaders right now. Race leader Andrew Marquez currently being scored 244 miles per hour in the corner. We're going to have to keep our eye on Marquez after this pit stop, so we'll have to pick up another one to see who's not coming down pit road right now to see what kind of numbers they put up. Jason Wallet will pit from second on pit road. Tim Doyle back out on track.
Antonio Estrada on pit lane as well. Wow.
Understanding that these 4, or 3 of these 4, or These 3 plus 1, I cannot talk right now. But the Silver Crown cars, they have yet to pit. Period. They have not pitted for fuel. We know they're not going to take tires. That was the discussion in their portion of the garage. But they have yet to hit the pit road, period, right now.
Hey, it's the holiday season. We're ready for Christmas Eve and Christmas tomorrow and Friday. From everybody at LSR TV, what do you think, Greg? Let's do an extended kick in the asphalt for him. Let's hear the bees one more time extended.
How long has it been since we've heard this sound, Wesley? I love the sound of these IRO1s, the new car in iRacing. I love the sound of this motor.
Yeah, we're riding on board with Cullen in the 22, currently overall in 14th right now, and it reminds me of the sounds of Indy, like we're talking during off mics during the kick in the asphalt segment, and man, this is cool. Look at him fly by everybody. Excuse me, coming through. Meow.
That was the Indy light cars. They run by. It's been so long since we've heard that. Listen to that, the high pitch.
Can you say,
as they go by.
You say good time?
No, because they are not the quickest. The quickest is these modern day Indy cars. The IR18s is what they're known as on the iRacing server. The new Dallara chassis with the aero screen that was included. And Wesley, let's talk about that aero screen.
Let's ride on board with one of them. Let's ride on board with the Leader Doyle. Let's hear what that sounds like compared to the last car of McCullen.
I can tell you right now, it sounds just like the Indy car. Yep. Sounds exactly like what you hear on ESPN when the Indy cars are ripping around.
And you see it flash.
Or NBC now.
And remember, they only go in 5 gears in Indy cars of today. So there you see right there. He's trying to get up to another gear. And you see,
there you see the digital dash. Right there.
Yes.
This is awesome.
I think they can only get up to 5th gear in the new cars. I think that's it. You see him pushing it to the limit. I thought it was 6, but I only see 5 now.
But so let's talk about this aero screen that they've added to these cars.
By the way, under 10 minutes remaining. Under 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, under 10 minutes remaining. Let's talk about these aero screens, the new safety feature for the Indy cars. And gotta say, it is a long time coming, and it works.
Yes. Yeah, I love them. Just some of the new advancement safety that they've done for these drivers to keep them safe. And, definitely just some of the new prototypes and the work they've done in open wheel racing. We say the same thing about NASCAR. They got that new next gen car, but the same thing can be said here about these open wheel cars and what they're doing. Look at him ride up the banking.
Andrew Marquez just took the lead. That's the new leader right there, Andrew Marquez. He just went from first to fourth in that. Yeah.
Marquez, Baldwin, and Doyle just passed him.
Yeah, Doyle just went from first to fourth. He falls back to third,
Oh, we got old Smokey there.
So this whole thing just got turned on its lid because now Marquez is leading the race. He rips around one of the IRO ones.
My question is, do they get, or are they set for the final 8 minutes?
I believe they're set.
Made your bed, you got to lie in it.
Baldwin going for the lead on the outside, falls back in line. Tim Doyle there.
So we have
three-car break for the lead.
We have one more broadcast besides tonight, and that will be next Wednesday night, and that will be the S&B Cup Series, and that will be the final broadcast on LSR TV and CRN Sports for 2020 for e-racing.
And then we're gonna get going hot and heavy for 2021. We're bringing the heat in January because we've got all three Northwest classes going to be in action for their next rounds. The Northwest Cup Series, Northwest Truck Series with their final two playoff races, the championship race coming up, Northwest Tour. They're going to kick off 2021 for us here on LSR TV with Nashville, the first ever visit to the Nashville Fairgrounds for the Northwest Super Late Model Tour.
And there's Nashville has been a lot in the conversation of motorsports bench chat during the offseason, especially this week as they are trying to bring NASCAR with negotiations with Bristol Motor Speedway to have a televised NASCAR event at the Fairgrounds Speedway in 2022. And Bristol in the news as well. The world's fastest half mile, the last great Coliseum, now announcing over 4 dirt events on top of the NASCAR Truck and Xfinity events for the Cup. That will be in March. Yes.
Did you see the Bristol Dirt Nationals? Did you see how many entries they have entered into that race?
Close to 1,500. Yeah. I think it's 1,442.
It's up to 1,200 now, 1,224, and super late model dirts are still open. There's no cap on those, so they're going to keep going as long as they can, as many cars as they can. That's going to be the place to be in March here. You gotta wonder,
Greg. You gotta wonder, Greg, if iRacing will, make a dirt Bristol.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure that is in the works. Marquez still leading the way. Baldwin, Doyle, your top 3 right now. All nose to tail, and we are getting into the nitty-gritty of this race here. Wesley, we're at 5 laps to go. They rip by the Indy Lights, and these first 3 right here are for the lead and the overall victory here in this race. And those Indy Lights are getting ready to heat up too, as we're going to check in with them once again. Chad Irvine is taking the lead away in that class, but they're all still right there with each other, hanging out with each other right now. Battle for second.
Coming up on 5 minutes remaining right about now as they come down the straightaway to the backstretch. 5 minutes remaining. And right now we're on lap number 57. We got 57 laps completed.
Out for the overall lead as Marquez putting pressure or getting pressure from Baldwin again, able to fend it off. There's so much action going on. There go a couple of the IRO ones around the Indy Lights. Wow, that's the best pack on there right now. Whoa!
Whoa!
Did you see Curtis get that run on the outside?
Oh my goodness! 3 wide.
For the
3
lead.
wide.
That purple car in the middle is not on the lead lap in this group. That's Van de Samp, but back up front, Marquez and Baldwin battling right now. Trying to slice and dice through traffic.
Right there. Doyle's right there. One wrong slip, and he's going to capitalize.
They rip past the Silver Crown cars. This is for the win in this division and the overall race win of the Soda and Smile Open Wheel Extravaganza.
Soda and Smile.
That goes back also to the naming license that we talked about earlier. Things weren't worked out. Whoa! Whoa! IRO slides up the racetrack right in front of the leader. Marquez opens the door for Baldwin.
Oh my goodness! Merry Christmas!
Here they come.
Goodbye, elves. Look at the reindeer on the outside. There goes Rudolph up ahead.
Baldwin trying to get a run on Marquez.
Oh, Marquez on the bottom. Oh, he better not open that door. He better not open that door.
Yeah, I didn't like that move by Marquez. He's able to fend him off.
Look out, Rudolph. Here comes Baldwin.
Baldwin with a run on the high side. Closing stages here at the iRacing Super Speedway. See on the board, 2 minutes left. We're going to get about 3 more laps in.
I'm assuming that the clock will expire, and then when the clock goes to 0, they get the white flag. Basically, final lap, correct?
What I believe, yes.
Gotcha. And we have had no cautions either whatsoever. No. As Marquez is leading the way. Big red, but here comes Baldwin on the outside. He's got to run. Baldwin, Doyle's there. Byrne Wallet there as well. And there's a little bit of internet issue there in the back for Byrne. And he hold on. Marquez out in front. We're under 2 minutes remaining. 2-minute warning.
Couple minutes left in this insane Soda and Smile challenge as they come to the stripe. Working lap number 64 with 1 minute and 45 left. My announcer math tells me we're going to get a little, should still be in around that 2 to 3 lap range.
Laps. That's what I'm thinking, 65 laps. 66. Right. Yeah, the other guy's got to pick it up, man. I'm talking about the fast cars. Look at, so we have 63 laps right now for Marquez.
Battle for the lead in the Indy Lights. New leader in the Indy Lights. Andrew Barry taking the lead.
Oh, wow.
He just took the lead in a crucial moment.
Got the Andrew and Andrew show. You got Andrew Barry battling there, and then for the Indy Lights, and then for the Delaras, you've got Marquez. 1 minute to go. 1 minute remaining. The clock is ticking down.
And the battle is on in the Silver Crown as well. Mark Reed leading the way over Andrew Becerra. They're nose to tail.
Great racing all over the place.
Benjamin Morton leading the IRO ones.
40 seconds.
There's
it's
your
the
Silver
final
Crown
countdown.
battle. If you're just tuning in, make sure that you guys catch the rerun as soon as this is over, because oh my goodness, was this epic. I believe we're going to see the white flag, not this time but next time, as there's 19 seconds left. I believe we're going to see the white flag next time by.
Yeah, there goes Marquez, and I got a feeling that they're going to go off the backstretch back into turn 1, and when they do, they'll get the white flag as we got 10 seconds remaining. The clock is about to expire here with Marquez, the overall man, out in front. White flag.
We're on the white flag. We are on the white flag. Sierra won to go. This is for the win. This is for the race win. Baldwin lurking on Marquez. Doyle right there. If something happens, Baldwin is going to have to take one final shot. He's going to have to go on defense over Doyle. They touch off the turn.
Whoa,
and going to Mars is Baldwin. Marquez is going to win the Soda and Smile Special.
Wow. Flying through the air. Andrew Marquez will win for the Delares, but there's another race going on.
Benjamin Morton down the backstretch, leading the way in the IR01. Silver Crown scratching at the line, and it's going to be Mark Reed holding on for that one.
Wow.
Checking in with our Indy Lights. They are coming off turn number 4 now. Andrew Barry leading the way. They're all nose to tail, trying to sort it out between them. A big run on the outside. They wreck.
The
IR01 finish.
Oh my goodness!
The IR01 finish is going to play a role in this one. It's going to be Robert Drew, I believe. Robert Gamble,
Gamble did it.
Driver. Gamble crosses the line first.
Look at this guy doing a wheelie.
Oh, this is awesome.
Wheelie. Look at this, wheelie.
This is awesome. That's Morton. That's Morton, the winner of the IR01 class. What did we just witness?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
What did we just witness?
This was big awesome.
If you're just tuning in, catch the replay. That's your winner.
Oh!
And there's your and there is your overall winner, Andrew Marquez.
Flying through the air. Into the pit lane. Look out. Thank goodness I'm in the booth tonight and not up on the pit wall.
I think he landed in his pit stall.
I think he did. I believe I can fly.
Winner, and your overall winner doing donuts is Andrew Marquez.
Wow.
Benjamin Morton, your winner, and going for a flight in the IR01. It's Mark Reed getting the win in the Silver Crown, and Robert Gamble getting the win in the Indy Lights.
I am not going to lie to you guys. I had a damn ball. Wow. How fun was this? Look out. Look out, Rudolph. 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 Wow.
We're going to go.
Oh, man, that was fun.
Take a
and they're
break.
still crashing. Look at these guys. Come on. Crashing on pit road. They've been taking some lessons from our Northwest guys, man. That's what we normally do after the Northwest Truck and Cup Series. Holy cow, they've done that with 4 classes.
We're going to take a quick break, process what in the world we just saw, and when we come back, we'll try to get you as much of the unofficial results as we can, and we'll talk to our 4 overall winners. You have watched the Soda and Smile Open Wheel Extravaganza here on LSR TV. When we come back, we will talk to our winners and hopefully have the results for you.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Welcome back to LSR TV and a wild one here at the brand new iRacing Super Speedway is in the books. Well, in the midst of all the chaos, we've been able to catch up so far with two of our overall winners here tonight. First up, we're going to talk to, they were driving the USF 2000s. We were calling them the Indy Lights, but regardless of what you want to call them, we're going to catch up with the winner of this one, Robert Gamble. And Robert, what in the world was that?
You know, when this idea first came up, we're like, yeah, that sounds fun. And, you know, we went out and did a couple practice races and just realized, you know, it's so crazy. But it's so much fun. You've got such a disparity between the classes. I mean, you got over 100 mile an hour difference between the PM18 and the IR18. But, you know, everybody did a great job. You know, there wasn't as much carnage as we thought there might be, and you know, so everybody held it together. I mean, there was some carnage, and that was cool, but no cautions, just pedaled down the whole way around.
So you were in the PM18. That's what the USF 2000, the PM18, all kinds of different names for it. We were just making it easy on ourselves to separate. We were calling them the Indy Lights. Explain to the viewers at home before we talk about the finish, which we're going to talk about that. But before we do, explain to the viewers at home kind of about the car, the PM18 Indy Light car, whichever you prefer. Tell them about it and what made you choose this card for this race, first off.
So yeah, as far as open wheelers, it's my favorite, or one of my favorites on the service. It's a you know, probably a step down from the Indy cars. It's one of the ones where, you know, it's a step ladder up to Indy cars. And so on the official service, they run in both road courses and ovals, and this is you know, they're great on ovals. I mean, it's one of the funnest cars on ovals. And in fact, this is part of a league where we're going to run this car on just ovals, so it's a blast to run.
Well, first off, I'm going to go ahead and plant the seed right now and say if you need a sim company to broadcast this, you know who to call. But second off, let's talk about that finish, because me and Wesley lost our minds watching you guys come in the line and having some of the other classes play a factor in that, and you were able to sneak it across the line first. What did you see behind the wheel of that car as you came across the line?
So I saw it first because I was in second and I was behind him, and I knew the guys outside of me had a run. And so my thought was, if I could so in practice, I bump drafted with these cars in practice. And so I figured if I could get to the bumper, I could get us both up to speed where they couldn't get the run on the outside, and, you know, maybe pull out for the win. And then all of a sudden, it's just, I mean, I went up in the air, like straight up in the air. I'm like, what was that? And so I'm up in the air, and I landed on my wheels, and my wheel is like cocked to the left, but I'm still going towards the finish line. And I'm just like, okay, I don't think I took my foot off the gas pedal. And then I saw the IR18, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to plow straight into him, and somehow net coated right through him. Right through him, like, and then across the line, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe I just won this.
Yeah, if you guys missed that, just go back and watch the replay, because, oh my goodness, that was wild. Well, Robert, we see you on LSR TV in the Northwest Racing Series, the Cup and Truck Series, but they're off for a little bit. So before we give you a chance to give some shout outs, got to ask you, what's next? Because it's going to be a bit before that's back in action. What's next for you?
You know, just enjoying the holidays, going to do some, you know, official races here and there. But, yeah, just, and then getting ready to get the, like you said, the Northwest Racing Series back going once we're off the holiday break.
All right, well, we're going to let you go ahead and get the holiday started. You get the win tonight, but before we let you go, you know what's coming. You got to thank your shout-outs. Who you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank Jason Owens for putting this on, and LSR TV for doing a great job on the broadcast. I actually had the broadcast going on above me here, and you guys always do just an excellent job. I love you guys in the Northwest, and thank you for doing this, and this was just a blast.
Especially for us not knowing any of this stuff till tonight.
Right?
I don't think any of us knew what was coming here in this one. Robert Gamble, your winner of the PM18 Indy Lights USF 2000, whichever you want to call it. Robert Gamble picked up the win in that one. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
You
Merry
as
Christmas,
well.
bud.
And now we are going to catch up with the overall race winner, the winner of the modern day IndyCar class, and the overall race winner, Andrew Marquez. And Andrew, you started 40th in this race, picked up the win, climbing through the field. What in the world? I mean, first off, just tell us about what made you choose the overall IndyCar, the modern day IndyCar. What made you choose that?
Well, ever since I started racing on the service, I've just loved the IR18s and how they drive, and I've just gotten more and more used to it, and the more I've driven it, the more more I fell in love with it, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. This was an awesome event, and man, I'm still in shock at how everything turned out.
Andrew, tell us about the battle there in the second half of the race between yourself, Connor Baldwin, and Tim Doyle. Tell us about that battle going on for the last, 20 laps or so, with how that worked out. That was really fun to watch. Tell us about the slicing and dicing between you three.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely crazy. For a while, we were kind of just taking it easy, and then when we got closer to the end, it was like, all right, it's go time. And it was just about finding the right track position, trying to get in front of everybody else, trying to just position yourself in the right place at the right time. And I think I timed it to perfection to get to the front when I did. But yeah, this race was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, this race was amazing. And Robert kind of told us about what was going on in his mind while during the planning stages. As you're preparing for this race, what was going through your head thinking, okay, what in the world is about to happen when you've got four classes? Like Robert said, 22-second difference between the slowest cars in the field and your guys' class. What was going through your mind knowing that you're not only going to be racing with guys, but you're going to have to be dodging traffic?
The key was just being patient. That's why I started in the back. I didn't just wait for all the chaos to settle. And then once I saw the gap, it was just shoot for it and just make my way up through the field. I got to give a quick shout out to Tim Doyle because he helped me get through, get me closer to the front during that first fuel run. If it weren't for that, I probably would have struggled in trying to get the win.
Well, Robert, we're moving into a holiday break here. What's next for you? You're going to be celebrating the holidays and then jump back into the official racing like Robert? What's next for you after the break?
Well, right after this, I'm actually going to go relax, have a couple drinks, and finally go have some dinner. But after that, probably rest up and then get back into business in racing IndyCar Open.
He's going to go have a soda and smile here in this one. You gave a shout out to Tim Doyle there, but Andrew, a chance to give some other shout outs. Who else do you want to thank?
First and foremost, I definitely want to thank Jason for running such a terrific event, and of course, Live Sim Racing TV for broadcasting this. Can't wait to see the replay and seeing how everyone else raced, because I imagine everyone else had a chaotic time at this one.
Oh, it was definitely chaotic. Andrew Marquez, winner of the IR18 division and overall race winner here tonight. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bet.
That's Andrew Marquez. Still no word from our winners of the IR01 or the Silver Crown winners. So we're going to move into kind of our final thoughts here. And Wesley, what was your final thoughts of this one? Because I have no idea what to think.
Wow. Man, how awesome was that? I had a little bit of, jitters going into this, the unknowns, obviously, because, we try to prep and prepare. We try to have rosters, and you can't for something like this. You can't. But, man, great time. Thank you for stepping up and being in the play-by-play. Now I totally understand why Charles said, hey, Wesley, you're going to be colored tonight. So threw you to the wolves, but Greg, you did a phenomenal job, bud. And man, I had fun. Thank you to Jason Owens and everybody there. Hopefully they have the Soda in a Smile challenge here again. Don't forget, we've got the Endurance Sim Racing League coming up in January, 6 hours here at iRacing Super Speedway. A little sample of it. Hopefully everybody had a little holiday cheer, virtually enjoyed it. On behalf of everybody with my family and yours, Merry Christmas. Have a safe holiday with your loved ones. And man, I hope we do this again, Greg. I had a ball. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I am right there with you. Cannot wait to be able to do this again. You and Charles are going to get to do it again here with the 6 hours at iRacing Super Speedway coming up for the Endurance Sim Racing League. But for us here tonight, it's time to say goodbye. So on behalf of all of us here at LSR TV, we wish you and your family a very happy and very safe holiday with everything going on. It's a rough time for us all. So we want to wish you guys a very happy and very safe holiday. However you guys are celebrating it, we wish you guys the very best. For Wesley Outland and Charles Wooten, I'm Greg Rentz. Thanks for tuning in to this insane race here tonight. We hope to do it again, and we hope you'll be along for the ride with us. From us, we'll see you a week from tonight for the SMB Cup Series.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Thank you, fans. Y'all stay classy.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.